Thank you for joining me for yet another unboxing video. Today we have the card game Spynet, brought to you by Richard Garfield and Z-Man Games. I really like that artwork, really cool. Very cool. Oh. Richard Garfield Spynet. Command your own spy agency. You are spy masters. Working with a teammate, you recruit agents from different branches of espionage and deploy them to complete valuable undercover missions. With clever play and coordination, you and your teammate will become a dominant force in the world of covert intelligence. It's for 2 to 4 players, 30 minutes, ages 14 plus. It was released in 2017 by Z-Man Games. And Z-Man Games is a division of Asmodee. Got your table of contents there. All right, so let's crack this bad boy open and see what kind of goodness we have on the inside. We got a bunch of stuff here, so we'll push that to the side and we'll take a look at there. As always, we'll look at the real rule book first. Richard Garfield Spynet overview. In Spynet, players are spy masters who recruit agents from different branches of espionage to complete vital missions and dominate the world of covert intelligence. On your turn, you will either recruit agents and missions or deploy those cards to play. Each mission is worth points, and at the end of the game, the spy agency with the most points wins. There's your table of contents. Roll on to page 2. You got your setup. Divide players into teams. Shuffle all non-situation cards. Take the top 3 cards. Each player takes 1 token of each branch and places them in a row in front of them. There you go. Randomly determined. You got situation cards. Key concepts: card piles, branches, enforcement, infiltration, counter-espionage, and tech. Domination, agent power. So moving on. Playing the game. You recruit. Table talk. Recruiting example. You deploy. Agents. Special agents. Mercenary agents. Funding. Missions. Game end. When the last card is taken from the deck, each player, including the player currently taking a turn, will take 1 final turn and then the game ends. During your final turn, you must deploy. You can choose not to play or pass any cards while deploying. At the end of the game, reveal all mission cards in play and add up the points on mission owned by you and your teammate, taking into account any conditions on mission cards. The team with the most points wins the game. If the teams are tied, the team that owns the most funding cards wins. If there is still a tie, the team share the victory. Hence, different situations. Deploying examples. 2 to 3 players. Some clarifications. Important terms. Discard, eliminate, flip, pad, printed power, and total power. And then you got the credits of all the good people who brought you this game, and of course Z-Man Games. There you have it. So the rule book is really pretty complete. It's 8 pages, but it's not really full pages. It's more like a little booklet. So 8 pages rule. So there you have it. So we'll start off by showing us. We got this little thing here, which is all kinds of little. We have all kinds of things here. So we got the different icons on them. So you got looks like you got 1, 2, 3, 4 green. You have 4 yellow. 4 red. And looks like 3 blue. All right, put those in there. Nope, 4. Make that 4 blue. Okay. Not sure why that one's smaller than the rest, but it's a 4 count. So let's see what we got here. Probably be explained in the rule book. So we got these cards. So we got different colored kinds of cards. This one has a like a greenish hue or green or grayish hue to them. So it's arms race. You cannot play an agent in a branch that you are dominating. Target rich, partners, defectors, cyber initiative, golden operatives, strike force, intel. Then you have these cards here, which have different points totals to them. Blue with the blue. So you've got different cards here. You've got the Hitman, varying in numbers. You got Hitman 3, Hitman 1. Anaconda, it says choose 2 agents owned by the same player. That player must choose one of them to eliminate. The Hitman, got another one of those. Number 4 Hitman, number 2 Hitman. 1 Cobra, and eliminate 1 agent whose total power is 3 or less. The Viper, eliminate 1 player's topmost agent in any branch. So those are your red cards. You have some yellow cards. Provocateur, Senior Veza. Discard any number of cards and choose 1 opponent. That player discards that many cards. Another one of the first one. Another one of those. So this time it's number 2 and number 4. Limonada. Look at another player's hand. You may exchange 1 card from your hand with 1 card from that player's hand. Honey. Each opponent randomly discards 1 card. You may add 1 of those cards to your hand. So that's your yellow deck. So you got a yellow deck. You got the red deck. I'm gonna move this guy over here like that. We've got a green, the suit. You discard 1 or more funding cards to flip 1 opponent's agenda whose total power is equal to or less than the overall value of the funding cards discarded. You got the suit, the operative, ante. You can play any number of extra agents this turn whose printed power is 1. Got the operative again, another operative with just a different number. So it appears that you have different icons on here. You have different numbers, of course. So it looks like 1, 2 are the same. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 are the same. The operatives. There's your operative again. You got your ace. That says you can play up to 2 extra agents this turn whose overall printed power is 5 or less. Again, what all these icons mean, of course, that'll be explained to you in the handy dandy rulebook. That's the green. Then you have purple. Looks like you only have 2 purple cards. The glove, you can play up to 1 extra agent this turn. It looks like it has multiple icons up top here of different colors up here. Then you have Tanja. Okay. And then you have a blue deck. You have a hacker. Angel, it says return another player's agent card to its owner's hand and add all funding cards attached to it to your hand. Then you got the hacker, another hacker, hacker, again. Hammerhead, it says take all cards from 1 pile and add them to your hand, then pad that pile. Mako, look at the top 4 cards of the deck, add 1 to your hand, and return the rest to the top of the deck in a random order. So again, this one has a circle, and this one has a different icon as well. So again, in the rulebook, it'll explain to you what those are all about. And then here, again, same backings as those. You have private funding +1, +1, +1, +1. Government funding +2. Private funding, again, +1. Private funding +1. Government funding +2. And private funding +1. So you have 2 different kinds there. You got private funding and governmental funding. Right? I'm also noticing on the red card, just sitting here looking at this, the icons are a little different on those. Then of the blue, the green. So I keep the red there, and here's your yellow here. So I've got a bunch of these cards. Okay. And we actually have 1 additional deck of cards right here. And the icons are different in these, as you can tell. This one has to share all the icons on it. This has 2 icons on it. Again, you have to read, and this has all the same, all the same. Again, learn more about that right there in that rule book. So there you go. You got wet work. This card is worth points only if you are dominating this branch. Deterrence. Deterrence. Okay. Got your Trojan horse. Icebreaker. Planted evidence. This card is worth points only if you are not dominating this branch. Smash and grab. Planted evidence. This card is worth points only if you are not dominating this branch. Again, in various colors. You got purple there and purple there. Yellow, cat and mouse. Cloak and dagger. Brute force. House cleaning. This card is worth points only if you're dominating this branch. Pest control. Covert op. Asset recovery. This card is worth points only if you're dominating this branch. Data retrieval. Remote surveillance. This card is worth points only if you are dominating this branch. And data retrieval. So, this is everything which is included in the card game Spynet, brought to you by Richard Garfield and Z-Man Games. So as always, thank you so much for joining us for this unboxing video. It's truly appreciated. If you enjoyed it, you can always give us a thumbs up. You can always leave a comment below as well. You could also subscribe by hitting that subscribe button. This way you're kept up to date as to any time we release any new content to the page. As always, thank you so much for joining us. Be safe, be well. Enjoy the remainder of your day. And we'll catch you on the next unboxing video.